Recording in progress.
Call the Tuesday, July 5th meeting of the San Jose County Board of Commissioners to order. Please stand for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, first item on the agenda, opening and reading of bids. There are none. Moving on to reports. First is the accounts payable docket. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Commissioner Fleming, how do you vote?
Aye.
Commissioner Dieter?
Aye.
Commissioner Castelny?
Aye.
Motion passes.
Employee of the month, we are tabling till next week or the week after. But now we move on to appointment to the Area Plan Commission. I will now open up nominations.
The nomination for, I think it's Brittany Grendon.
I will second that. Are there any other nominations? Hearing none, I will close nominations. All those in favor of appointing Brittany Gendron to the St. Joseph County Area Plan Commission, a one-year term ending in December 31st, 2022. Please sorry. Get motion a second.
Commissioner, how do you vote on the motion? Commissioner Fleming?
Aye.
Commissioner Dieter?
Aye.
Commissioner Castelny?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Next, resolution number R11C2022, transfer of property to the University of Notre Dame. Counselor.
I reviewed this resolution briefly, and I think the intent is clear. There is a question in my mind about Exhibit A and whether that's a full and complete legal description. I think you can adopt the resolution on the condition that the legal description be corrected if need be.
Any questions or comments for Mr. Augustino?
Is this the property on Burdette? Pete, is this the property on Burdette?
I don't know the exact address, and that was what, it's not. I don't have the address in here.
What was the legal description you were talking about then?
I saw it.
The legal description.
It's about 13 feet wide and it's about 90 feet deep. And it's surrounded, there's a wooden fence and there's some old rusty fence on one side of it, because I went out to see it, because this is the one that Mitch,
This one is a 22.3 feet north and south on the street and 22 north and south on the west end.
this is the one that Mitch sent us?
I believe it might be.
Yes.
Okay.
And I think the legal description provided here is the short legal on the tax record, which is a little bit different than the full legal on the title record.
So is that something you would fix, or Mitch, or?
Yes, we would fix this quickly.
A long way to get to one question.
Sure it is. Any other questions or comments from the board?
I just want to say that my husband and I went by and saw it, and it looked like then Notre Dame owned both of the properties on either side, the homes, and then in the middle, there was that place, and it wasn't too far from where you could go play golfing there. So you took it across.
Oh, that's a long bomb to hit a golf ball from
That's
there.
Derek Dieter
Well,
That's a great
range right
drive
there.
to
That's
get that.
Dieter
It's,
range.
I mean, it's, you have,
About
you know, but it's
490.
on that north side, because we went way up there, but then the roads was closed down, so we couldn't go. But anyway, I think that was fine then, if that would be a good place then. So I'm fine with that.
Might there be a motion?
Motion to approve.
I will second that long drive.
Commissioner Dieter, how do you vote?
I vote aye.
Commissioner Fleming, how do you vote?
Aye.
And Commissioner Castelny?
Aye. And note that was a motion to pass as with the legal description getting cleaned up at a later point. All right, moving on to prosecutor's office. Approval to apply for a continuation of the prosecutor's stop 2021-00058 grant. If there's anyone from the prosecutor's office on the call. And this is a permission to continuation grant. It is something the prosecutor's office has been doing for a number of years for the fiscal year beginning in October 1st this year through the 30th of September 2023. So over $186,000 for Special Victims Unit, and require a 25% match that is in the prosecutor's budget. Questions or comments? Is there a motion?
A motion to approve this grant approval.
Second.
Apply.
Commissioner Fleming, how do you vote?
Aye.
Commissioner Dieter?
Aye.
Commissioner Castelny?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Next up, Portage Manor, approval of MKM and Byron Health Professional Service Agreement. Mr. Frank.
Good morning, Frank Fotia, Constituent Services Manager for the Board of Commissioners and Vice President of the Portage Manor Board. Before you is a contract not to exceed $25,000 to MKM and Byron for them to continue looking at the financial stack, the design of a potential new building, and see if we can find a way to make it revenue neutral and be able to make bond payments with whatever revenue the building would be able to generate.
Any questions or comments from the board?
Frank, does this come from the new directors there?
It does not. This actually predates them. This was after MKM made their initial presentation to council. Council asked that they take a look at it, kind of make it a little cheaper, and this contract was the result of that discussion. The council appropriated the funds for that, and at this time, the contract is coming before you for your consideration. But this was at the request of council to have them relook at the design that they had originally come up with and scale it back a little bit.
Okay.
Any other questions or comments? Is there a motion?
Yes, a motion to approve this contract.
Second.
Commissioner Dieter, how do you vote?
Aye.
Commissioner Fleming?
Aye.
Commissioner Castelny?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
And next, we move to procurement. Approval of contract for janitorial services and equipment. Ms. Bree.
Thank you. Bree Roberts with the Department of Procurement, 7th floor of this building. First is our contract for janitorial supplies and equipment. This was awarded through the University of California to Network Services Company. Our distributor for that vendor is HP Ferguson, who we use a lot for janitorial supplies and equipment. This contract is for a term of 7 years initially, that began April 27th of 2020 and runs through April 26th of 2027. After that initial term, we do have an option to renew for 3 additional one-year periods, should that be favorable to the county. So in total, running through April 26th of 2030 perhaps. And again, annual expenditure for this vendor is about $142,000. So it's important that we have a contract in place with them for future years.
Any questions or comments from the board? Is there a motion?
A motion to approve this contract.
Second.
Commissioner Fleming, how do you vote?
Aye.
Commissioner Dieter?
Aye.
And Commissioner Castelny?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Next, approval for DocuSign contract renewal.
Yep, so this is our same DocuSign platform, just renewed for an additional 12-month term. This is being funded 50/50 through local income tax and COVID funds for a total contract amount of $79,575.70. And this contract does utilize the state of Indiana QPA pricing.
Any questions or comments? Is there a motion?
Well, I just want to say too, we've used it for a while, so it's good to keep using, yeah. So I'll have
For
a
sure.
motion to approve the DocuSign contract renewal.
Thank you.
Second.
Commissioner Fleming, how do you vote?
Aye.
Commissioner Dieter,
Aye.
and Commissioner Castelny.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thanks, Bree. Move on, infrastructure planning and growth. First item is the consent agenda. I will note there's an irrevocable letter of credit cashing in Vernus Woods subdivision. A special event is Art Beat Festival on Jefferson Bridge. And we have 3 traffic regulatory requests: speed limits on Zmislow's Prairie View subdivision, stop sign on Prairie View Way at Adams Road, and a stop sign at Alpine Ridge Drive at Persimmon Drive. Any questions or comments regarding any of these items? Is there a motion?
Just a quick comment, thanks for your staff working with the city. I know that there had been some problems in the past of logistical aspects, so thank you for working with the city of South Bend, established in,
1492.
all right, there you go.
That's when Columbus
Thank you.
sailed the ocean.
I knew it was something. I knew it was important.
Close.
I just, when in doubt. So any questions or comments on the consent agenda?
Move for approval.
I'll second that then.
Commissioner Dieter, how do you vote?
I vote aye.
And Commissioner Fleming,
Aye.
and Commissioner Castelny.
Aye.
Consent agenda carries.
Next, we have approval of work award, 2 guardrail repairs on Cleveland Avenue. Mr. Sky.
Sky Metters, Department of Infrastructure Planning and Growth, with offices on the 7th and 11th floor. Before I jump into this, I just wanted to comment on Commissioner Castelny's attire of got that fine university logo on his shirt there. Just wanted to thank you for representing.
Just for you, Sky.
First thing you
Really matches the powder blue shorts too, by the way.
First thing we have on the agenda here is a quote that we received to repair a guardrail on 2 locations along Cleveland Avenue. Based on this quote, the low quote was $15,720, and we have reviewed this and recommend your approval.
Questions or comments?
Sky, were these repairs because of automobile crashes or maintenance or?
These repairs specifically were sort of a combination of both. There was some guardrail there that was out of standard, and there were some crashes along there. Typically, when we do have crashes, if we're able to, we try to get that money back through our claims department. I'm not sure if this was, if we weren't able to get that back here, but it's sort of a combination of substandard and it was hit, so. We're gonna, you'll probably see several of these coming through. We're trying to, we've done an inventory of the guardrail in the county, and we're trying to hit spots where we do need to do some repairs and maintenance on those things.
And this is with James H. Drew Corporation?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Any other questions or comments from the board? Is there a motion?
A motion to approve.
Second.
Commissioner Dieter, how do you
Aye.
vote? That was fast. Commissioner Fleming
Aye.
and Commissioner Castelny.
Aye.
Motion approved.
Move on to change order number 1, RNS 92103, as miscellaneous road resurfacing rehabilitation, various roads within districts 1, 2, and 3.
This was a change order to add, we needed to add some additional roads in a subdivision that was part of the American Rescue Plan paving that we bid last year. It just made sense that those be added, given their location and proximity. And in order to do that, given the time that the bid was put in to the time that we were noticed that this needed to be done, there was quite an increase in asphalt liquid costs. And so this change order covers those, the cost to do the road, and then also roads, additional roads, and then also the increase in asphalt liquid costs. We have reviewed this and request your approval.
Questions or comments from the board? Is there a motion?
I just want to say, too, that I'm glad it says in the whole county, districts 1, 2, and 3, so we're going to help everywhere. So,
Yes.
anyway.
Except most of District 2 is in the city and we don't pave city roads.
I'm sorry,
I said most of District 2 is in the city, if not all of it, so we don't pave the roads in the city.
correct.
Any other questions or comments for the board?
A motion to approve the change order for the road resurfacing rehabilitation various roads.
Second.
Commissioner Fleming, how do you vote?
I vote well, I'll say aye.
Commissioner Dieter, how do you vote?
I concur, I vote aye.
Thank you. And Commissioner Costelli.
Aye.
Thank you. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sky. Moving on to old business.
We do have a quick old business. We got a note from Mr. Patel, and he said in 1931, the town was platted, and officially in 1835, formally, we know what South Bend became.
Outstanding. Moving on to public comments. We will start with those individuals in the room and then move on to folks on Zoom. Please state your name and address for the record.
Good morning, friends. My name is Jamie O'Brien. I live at 15822 Cedar Ridge Court in Granger, Indiana. Appreciate the opportunity to speak to you all. Wanted to bring to your attention, and I guess also rhetorically ask whether you're aware of the St. Joseph County Health Board's recent statement concerning abortion and the elimination or reversal of the Roe versus Wade case. I saw on social media a link to their release, and it seems to me that it can't possibly represent all members of the health board's position. I'm very disappointed with it. It seems to borderline advocate for abortion, which seems to be the totally opposite position of health, rather than trying to promote the health of mothers and unborn babies. The message seems to be the termination or killing of the unborn babies. And I would also like to ask whether the health board's position represents the commissioner's position. And I realize since this is public comment, you don't have to answer my question, but I would certainly cherish a response if you feel it appropriate. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other public comments from folks in the room? We'll turn to our friends on Zoom now. Anyone on Zoom that wishes to make a public comment? Seeing and hearing no one, a motion to recess is in order.
So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Dieter, how do you vote?
Vote aye.
Commissioner Fleming
Aye.
and Commissioner Costelli.
Aye. We are recessed. Have a good day,
Recording
everyone.
stopped.
Thank you, take care.
Good job, Bree. I'll get, answer those questions.
My parents coming along.